Oof, this is a bad sign.
Welcome to a game between Elmikkino and ALittleBlank. Elmikkino is on Temur Runebrawler. It's a deck that they won the last GP with. And ALittleBlank is on Crazy Train, an artifact combo deck, and I think ALittleBlank just rolled for first. So
yeah, so rolling a 19 and the opponent rolling 20 is like, might as well concede the match right there, right?
Right. Well, the good news is I don't think Crazy Train can combo off on turn 2, so as long as Elmikkino doesn't draw any counter spells.
Yeah, so this matchup might be rough for Runebrawler, at least not super easy. So Runebrawler doesn't actually have much interaction with what Crazy Train is doing.
You're just hoping to draw Portal Fractures.
Yeah, more or less.
But you can also reverse card their win combo. So like there's also that.
That is true. Actually, does this version of Crazy Train not have a different way to win? Or can they only win with?
Or pre-sideboard, I think so. Or actually, maybe they can also beat down with their lands because they have.
Yeah, that's pretty optimistic. Yeah, they only can win through Dead Man's Hand. So the notable interaction here is that Dead Man's Hand is an activated ability causing target player to lose the game, and Confirm Hypothesis is also, as it turns out, able to make target player lose the game.
Yeah. So with that knowledge, is Elmikkino just going to keep Confirm Hypothesis in hand in order to prevent any possible wins?
Yeah, it's kind of awkward just because...
That is a legit play.
Yeah, because they do kind of want... This hand does really want to ramp, where you can confirm end of turn, untap, play a land, then Sanction, Portal Fracture, and that's just a very smooth hand that makes Runebrawler such a good deck. But if you don't do that, then you kind of have to play Sanction without any follow-up. It's kind of a bit awkward.
Yeah, your follow-up is Portal Fracture with Wanderlust into 2 Cane Dancers.
Well, no follow-up on the next turn, so you're just kind of slowly playing a Portal Fracture on turn 4. So you do have Cane Dancer as well, so
yeah. Elmikkino's holding the Portal Fracture for something.
So
what would they be happy countering with Portal Fracture?
Well, they don't actually have Portal Fracture up here because...
right. No, they do.
Glistening Chalice is making non-artifact spells cost more.
Glistening Chalice is also a form of Amethyst sometimes. So
it's looking like Elmikkino will definitely be holding on to the Confirmed Hypothesis, whether they like to or not.
So Elmikkino has... Okay, they do have follow-up in Bounty now.
Yeah, Bounty is kind of a nice draw there, since if ALittleBlank decides to keep their Glistening Chalice on more, then that means that if they don't play anything with countering with Portal Fracture, Bounty will be able to be played end of turn.
So ALittleBlank has 4 mana, so they probably will try to run out Book of Secrets or Ride the Storm, and I think Elmikkino does want to counter that.
Yeah, definitely. So the reason why Book of Secrets is being played is because with Sage's Ashes, you can look at the top card of your library, and if you're looking at the top card of your library, you can rearrange your deck and find a card to put on top. You have Book of Secrets in play.
To stack your deck, or not stack, but pretty close to stacking your deck.
You gain the heart of the cards, shall we say.
Yeah.
So ALittleBlank is 1 mana off playing Book of Secrets and being able to pay for Portal Fracture, since the Kelly Thor's Workshop adds 2.
Oh, if ALittleBlank chose less on Chalice this turn, they could have done that, but yeah.
Yeah. So, and what? Ride the Storm... So Ride the Storm now costs 3 for that Imperial Coins. So they could also run that out.
I mean, it's an instant, so they can just wait until end of turn.
Yeah, or they can actually play it now, because they're floating mana off the Imperial Coins.
And now Elmikkino can't count, or can they count? They can't counter it, but ALittleBlank can pay for it.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see what Ride the Storm hits here. It doesn't actually hit any combo pieces.
Elmikkino is just going to be keeping, if not a confirmed hypothesis, up for basically the entire duration of the game because it's a 100% answer to the combo.
Yeah, I guess there's actually nothing ALittleBlank can do, especially if one of the transplanted citadels was milled. So if Elmikkino is smart about it, they can just hold on to this confirmed hypothesis, and the game can be over. I'm trying to see if there's any way to prevent this. So, given infinite time, is there any way for ALittleBlank to get like multiple triggers going at once with the Dead Man's Hand? Like if they had a
if they have two dimensional reshapers, maybe.
Well, it's legendary, so
oh wait, so it is legendary.
Yeah, so if they had an 8-drop, or I guess 2 8-drops in their deck, then they could have multiple lose the game triggers happening. This is a bit unfortunate. Elmikkino decides to run out the confirm hypothesis.
Why? They had a pretty good Sanjin play right there.
They can't play Sangjin because of Listening Chalice. It's non-artifact, non-creature.
I mean, they could have just held, right? Because again, ALittleBlank can't win if Elmikkino has confirm in hand, and now Elmikkino has to dig for confirm again.
Yeah, I think they probably just didn't realize that the confirm hypothesis just completely stops ALittleBlank's entire deck. It does feel really bad to just bounty there, but I think that's what you need to do.
Well, on the other hand, maybe so.
Okay, Elmikkino does.
So ALittleBlank is aware of the fact that confirmed hypothesis exists. Do you think ALittleBlank thinks that Elmikkino is holding another confirmed hypothesis because that's the only reason Elmikkino would have made that play?
Well, you can't play around it. Right? You have to go for it.
Right.
Like it doesn't matter whether Elmikkino has one, because if they have one and they just hold it, you can't win.
Yeah, but at the same time, maybe ALittleBlank is also pretty cowardly or something, and
they just decide to deck out. I mean, I guess it's fair that you can kind of run into that same kind of counter mentality against counters where you just don't play anything when you just don't have any other choices. But
like now, what can Elmikkino do here if ALittleBlank tries to do stuff?
Well, they have double Border Fracture. I mean, even if they're paid for, they do make a fair amount of power on board.
Actually, ALittleBlank can just play down all the Glistening Chalices and then next turn set up them to more, and then Elmikkino can't cast spells then.
That's true. I guess that's one way to play around confirmed hypothesis with that they will need to find, and this is good enough if they set them all for more, because Elmikkino doesn't have the land nor the confirm.
So Elmikkino doesn't counter the last Glistening Chalice, even though they probably should have. Right, because then ALittleBlank's forced to tap out. Because now that there's 3 chalices in play, Elmikkino's not going to be able to cast Protofracture anymore. Yeah,
though at the same time, ALittleBlank is kind of wants to set one of the chalices to less, because the Hellbent speeds don't decrease less than 1.
So is Elmikkino just going to end up turn bounty, Cane Dancer bounty?
Probably. I mean, that's 9 damage.
Or maybe Sanjin or something.
Yep. Yeah, actually Sangjin's probably much better here. Sangjin bounty. Puts basically the same amount of power on the board.
Wait, you don't have the right match Sanjin bounty.
Oh, that's true, sorry. Yeah, I need the bounty in graveyard to Cane Dancer. Maybe Sangjin anyways, I'm not sure.
Well, if Elmikkino draws on a Protofracture, then I think then Sanjin would be the right play here, because they do need more mana. If they get to 5 mana, then they can Protofracture through all the Glistening Chalices. Yeah,
it's possible that if a single Protofracture is good enough, Sangjin Protofracture will be the play here. But it's also possible that ALittleBlank just wins this turn, because Hellbent speeds are ticking up. And with 2 Hellbent speeds, I imagine they can find their way through quite a bit, especially with this Mysterious Coffer. 2 bounce Imperial Coins, 2 bank mana.
Well, you can also bounce the Warded Tomes to draw cards.
Yep, that's also true.
Meanwhile, Elmikkino getting hard punished by the confirmed nerf. This is one of the few situations where the confirmed nerf really matters to the Runebrawler deck.
Yeah, I don't know how much I'd feel like this is end of all be all against this very specific combo deck playing this very specific win condition. Because normally you're just pretty happy playing your Portafracture, your Bounty, and then change-answering those.
Do you think Elmikkino threw the game when they confirmed there?
Well, I mean, yes. I mean, they can still win this, I suppose. But I think very clearly they didn't realize that Reshaper was the only way this deck can win. Because you figure that in this kind of combo deck, there'd be some other kind of alternate win condition.
Well, I mean, post sideboard, there definitely will be. So Elmikkino really wanted to win game 1 because that was an easy win for them if they drew confirm.
Well, maybe. I don't know how good the sideboard robots plan is against Runebrawler. It seems like it just kind of runs into Bounty Gardens and all the removal.
Okay, so
it doesn't.
ALittleBlank still doesn't drop their Book of Secrets yet. I guess they don't have the mana to cast, or no, they have the mana to cast it.
Yeah, but there's not really any reason to, right?
Well, no, you drop the Book of Secrets, you can tutor up your combo pieces, and
if you just draw your entire deck, you will draw your combo pieces at some point. Right. I mean, there's 2 trains going right now, another one's ticking up. So I suppose one of the things about running out the confirmed hypothesis is that if Crazy Train does combo off, maybe you just end up losing to 2 Citadels.
Do you?
I mean, if you just wait on the confirmed hypothesis, and Elmikkino is not really doing much here. It feels weird to say that, but especially with one of them ending up being milled off the Ride the Storm, seems even sketchier. But
Elmikkino actually just concede now. Huh.
Yeah, I mean at that point it's basically guaranteed that they find the combo, right? Is Crazy Train in May? 1 speed? It is not in May, so maybe they deck out, but that seems optimistic.
Okay, so ALittleBlank is probably going to port into their artifact aggro plan.
Maybe.
So
I guess they kind of have to.
Well, Union Rail Strikebreaker with Sage's Ashes, 2 Sage's Ashes, Union Rail Strikebreaker becomes up. Pay 1, make a 1/1. And then you also have these guys, 2 creatures that buff all your artifact creatures.
Well, let's look at what Elmikkino might slide in. So definitely there's still the Pandemoniums. That might just actually be it, right?
Void Flare, because they know that the other side's going to side.
Know that. So if Elmikkino doesn't realize that confirm hard locks out the win plan, I mean, what ALittleBlank could do is just slide in the Union Strikebreakers.
Void Flare is still good against that.
I guess that's fair, though. It won't. Void Flare is not really stopping a combo 10.
Right.
Even if it does kill the Strikebreaker.
So still Pandemonium, and then removal spells depending on how much you think your opponent's going to assign into artifact aggro plan.
Yeah, but if Elmikkino doesn't notice that confirm hypothesis completely stops ALittleBlank's main deck plan, maybe they don't actually side in Void Flares.
I think they probably realized after losing that game, because surely they would have realized that if they held confirmed, then they wouldn't have lost there.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I mean, you just run out confirmed, don't really think about it, right?
Right.
I mean, maybe the most they're thinking about it is, I should have ran out confirmed main phase, so the Glistening Chalice doesn't shut it off in turn 2.
Right.
But nobody will be on the play for this game, which is probably a reasonable advantage of this matchup.
Yeah, okay, so the game has started, and Elmikkino has boarded in still the Pandemonium. So they have a hand with 2 counter spells and a Panya, and 2 bounties, so I'm pretty sure they're keeping that.
It is a bit awkward. Still, is a bit awkward on mana with the shifting land. So it doesn't matter too much because Elmikkino does have the Portal Fracture.
Meanwhile, ALittleBlank has lands and rail lines. Well, I mean, they also drew a second land, so it doesn't matter as much, but if they were stuck on 1 land, they can still use the rail lines to generate mana each turn. Yep.
Rail lines being effectively land drops.
Okay, so they're not going to use that mana generating trick because they already have extra lands in hand. And I guess they want to get the rail lines down before Elmikkino can counter them. Although I'm not sure if Elmikkino would want to ever counter rail lines.
Yeah, probably not.
So Elmikkino doesn't have still Pandemonium up, but does have Portal Fracture up. They probably should have played Shifting Grove that turn, I think, so that they can crack for a blue land and then hold up still the Pandemonium later. But I guess
probably
because they're not going to bounty on 2, I think.
I mean, you could. this hand's not looking so hot.
Hardcast rail line.
Podcast Realign no land drop?
Wait,
Am I
what?
saying that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we see a bounty on 2. I kind of like it though. Maybe it's play choice.
Okay, but rail line on 2, and no land drop. Is there any way to explain that play?
No.
Maybe ALittleBlank setting up some sort of really big brain play that we're just not seeing.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, like ALittleBlank.
So this no speed is not able to be countered by this Portafactor, particularly because Elmikkino did not play Shifting Grove. Though if they played the Shifting Grove last time, they wouldn't be able to bounty you. So.
Well, I mean, something else that I noticed ALittleBlank likes to do is play out their worded tomes and then not tap them immediately to draw cards.
Yeah, well, I mean, that really depends on the scenario, whether it matters or not.
Well, I mean, I feel like is there ever a reason to not draw the card immediately on turn 1 if you play down the worded tome?
Well, if you want to draw Sage's Ashes.
Does that?
Like if you play Sage's Ashes, put on top, then you want to draw it, replay it.
Oh no, Sage's Ashes doesn't let you shuffle. Okay, yeah, I guess that might be a valid reason.
So we see another bounty, and we see a Ride the Storm response. Which hits a Hellbent Speed and some coffers and another Ride the Storm. And the Mysterious Coffer will answer these bounties at a pretty cheap rate.
Yeah. So Elmikkino can still get in for some more damage here.
Yeah.
Before they get answered.
So Elmikkino is really looking for blue producing land here, because with only 2 blue sources, they can only run out 1 of Steel and Portafactor. They find it. And that might actually seal the game. Next turn, Panya will get its tail in.
Panya tail is lethal right now, I think. Yeah.
Very lethal. So ALittleBlank has...
Kelly Thrust is legendary.
Actually, maybe ALittleBlank just has the mana to force the coffers through both Steel and Portafactor. Yeah, they certainly do.
I think Elmikkino tries to counter this.
Elmikkino knows they have the second one in hand because it was revealed off the Ride the Storm.
Did they reveal 2 coffers off Ride the Storm? I forgot what was revealed off Ride the Storm. Okay, yeah.
2 coffers, a Hellbent Speed, and another Ride the Storm. And I mean, Panya does kind of cure by itself. Almost. There need to be a burning up draw on there, but Elmikkino can't actually stop both these coffers.
So they're just gonna let it resolve.
Yeah.
I guess what else are they looking to counter right now? Probably can't really Ride the Storm, right?
Not with Portafactor, no. Still the Pandemonium does hit it.
Listening Japanese Chalice. That does build Elmikkino off his spells next turn.
Yeah. So I imagine the ALittleBlank has some options here. Because they could I'm thinking about whether or not to bounce the Panya or not on upkeep or not.
Oh, Hellbent Speed is up now. So ALittleBlank's gonna start drawing cards. I think this is one of the few times I've actually seen Hellbent Speed actually do what it's supposed to do.
I mean, it was supposed to do last game too.
Or one of the few matches, because usually ALittleBlank usually just gets Dimensional Reshaper into play and wins from there, and they get the cards by doing the Book of Secrets plus Sage's Ashes thing instead of the Hellbent Speed thing.
We see Portafactor on the Imperial coins to take away some mana from ALittleBlank, though I don't think that really matters all that much. Then we see a Coffer Crack. Is interesting. I would have expected that to be on Elmikkino's upkeep to prevent Panya from coming back down.
Yeah. So Elmikkino can still Elmikkino still holding up Seal Pandemonium, which will counter a single Dimensional Reshaper. I don't think ALittleBlank has any way to stop the counter spell, so if they only draw a single Dimensional Reshaper, they can't win that turn.
Yeah, so it looks like there's some sequencing problem here. Because this Imperial coins will need to be paid for.
Right.
So, because it looks like ALittleBlank drew when they cracked the mysterious coffer.
Yeah.
Wait, do they need to pay for it? I'm confused.
They did, because help and speed doesn't reduce it down to 0. They paid for it off train, I think.
Yeah, no, the players seem good.
Well, if ALittleBlank doesn't do anything super dangerous this turn, then Elmikkino can just drop the Panya tail, smack ALittleBlank down to 4, and then pass the turn holding up still the Pandemonium.
Yeah, and that's if Elmikkino doesn't find a burning up to get the last points of damage through.
Or a confirmed hypothesis to prevent the opponent from winning.
Yeah.
So now that we've seen this many cards out of ALittleBlank's deck, do you think they board it into the artifact aggro plan?
No. Well, at most, I think they'd sign into Strikebreaker. So we do see still the Pandemonium, the mysterious coffers. I'm not a big fan of, because ALittleBlank wouldn't have the mana to rebounce the Panya.
No, Elmikkino also can't Panya tail.
Yeah, so it looks like that seems like it just removed Elmikkino's only win conditions.
Huh.
Right?
Yeah.
Because burning up doesn't do it anymore. And presumably ALittleBlank sided in a Strikebreaker to deal with the confirm hypothesis.
Is ALittleBlank still going off right now?
They've just run out of mana.
Okay. So what can Elmikkino top deck here? Confirm, maybe?
I think
Did Brian Sacrificial?
Oh?
Does that do anything against the deck?
No.
Maybe they thought. Oh.
What?
Huh.
Am I missing something? I think the answer is just no. There's
maybe
no graveyard interaction.
Maybe Elmikkino had to board out more cards than they can board in.
Well, it doesn't seem like anything in the main deck is particularly bad.
Maybe No, wait. Did Elmikkino board out Star Jump? They probably did, right? We didn't see Star Jump this game.
I mean, Void Flare. I'd imagine Void Flare is better than Sacrificial Bowl. So Void Flare, still the Pandemonium, 6 cards. Runebrawler seems mediocre, I guess. Star Jump seems fine. I mean, maybe Bowl's not super bad, but it seems pretty marginal.
So if Elmikkino did keep a Panya last turn, then this turn, I guess they would have gotten one more card draw. They could have won off that.
Yeah, the card would need to be specifically. Wait, how do they end up with they cracked the clue. So, no, the Sangjin is the additional draw.
Okay. Well, at least he didn't completely throw the game.
I guess, though. I don't think that's really how you should be looking at it.
Also could have top decked the counter spell there.
Yeah, but the thing is that you would need to counter the Book of Secrets, because the Book of Secrets finds both dimensional reshapers.
I mean, if you have 2 counter spells, then you can just counter both reshapers. And
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that actually gives them quite a few outs, because you can draw either Burning Up to a lethal, just straight up, since the ship line can make the 4th land type, or you can draw still the Pandemonium, which Elmikkino has 2 left in the deck, or they could draw any of the 4 Cane Dancers. So that's actually
right.
10 outs, 4 Burning Up, 2 still, 4 Cane Dancer. You have 2 draws to get it. So yeah, that's actually a ton of outs.
Well, on the other hand, did ALittleBlank have the mana to bounce or had enough mana to use Coffee to bounce Panya on upkeep?
I believe they tapped out when playing the second coffer, so no.
Wait, then what mana was ALittleBlank working off of when they continued to play stuff?
I think they were working on Kelly Thrust mana.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I think they had 1 floating when they played the coffer, no land drops and everything tapped.
Right, so yeah, Elmikkino totally could have just...
So, but ALittleBlank fizzles.
And wait, is Elmikkino not playing Sanjin first? Oh, okay, never mind, Chalice is on more.
Wait, I wasn't super paying attention to what ALittleBlank was doing, but how do you fizzle there? Am I crazy? It doesn't feel like there should be a fizzling with a Book of Secrets in play. I guess they don't have a cost reducer. Well, they said more on the Chalice.
Well, on the other hand, Elmikkino can't Panya tail now.
They realize that that's illegal. Yeah. Unfortunately, Grand Escapade is not a artifact.
Or an activated ability.
Yeah, despite it kind of looks like an activated ability. I mean, you could convince a new player that's an activated ability.
The same way you can convince a new player that Llanowar Elves makes you fetch forests.
Yep, I mean, you can certainly try to convince them that that's the case, and maybe they believe you. But this is a GP, so no, that's not going to work.
Oof.
I mean, really, a tail's written on paper, right? So it should be an artifact anyways, right?
Right. So yeah, Elmikkino's not making top 8 this GP, so the back-to-back dream isn't going to happen. Although I don't think it would have to happen anyways with Infuse in the meta.
Yeah, I mean, Runebrawler has a reasonable Infuse matchup. I mean, it's not great, but as far as decks that could beat Infuse, it's probably up there.
And meanwhile, a Crazy Train is also a fast combo deck, but I think it's a lot slower than Infuse.
Yeah, it seems like...
Well, no, Chalice. Like, their main board, Chalice.
Yeah, the Chalice is a bit on the slow side, because Infuse will be on the play. Yeah, it seems... So one match left remaining. It seems like you're playing Crazy Train in the tiebreaker.
Darn.
I mean, Amelia, I've been kind of continuously whelmed by Crazy Train. It seems to always be a bit slower than I expect for these kind of dedicated combo decks.
Yeah.
But clearly it's doing some work.